So es Celeste Fiesta.
It's Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. All you want is right here. Everything is at hand. Make your mind up and go. Celeste is out on its own. It's Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. Come on, linger a while. Have fun shopping around. If you're out for the day, the city center's the place.
Happy city is Leicester now. It's where it's all happening. In the shops or the marketplace, at a nightclub or disco.
Oh, the Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. Come on into the town and give yourself a good time. There's no need to feel blue, 'cause we've got something for you. Oh, the Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. Oh, the Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. Oh, the Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the festival. It's Celeste Fiesta, and we're having fun. Oh yes, it's the Celeste Fiesta. Come and join the
It's in a Celeste Fiesta, I think. Almost ready. foremost. Oops, my microphone was muted. Hello. How are you all doing? Add some music on. Where are we? So far. There we go. We'll turn it down a bit though. Hey Basil, how are you doing? I think the ducking's a bit much when I've got the audio set quite low. Hello, hello, hello. So, good. So, things have improved with the Belabox. I've removed everything that's on there. With the Jetson, should I say? So I've removed everything that's on there. So it's kind of like a fresh install. I was having problems with the cheap capture card. So I bought the Elgato. I've plugged the Elgato in today and it's working fine. So I do have the cheap capture card with it. Still plugged in or no? No. I was going to do it all via KVM and do it direct onto the Belabox, but I'm not going to this time. I'm going to do it via Putty, which is what is there. So hopefully we can get those done today, hopefully. I'm not a Linux expert by any means. I'm following mainly the guide plus the Discord. Wow. But it's kind of hard to show you the setup where it is because it's just sitting on my desk. But I've got the NVIDIA Jetson, which goes into the Hawaii MiFi and Hawaii dongle. That's like really blown out, isn't it? But yeah. So that's my data on the Jetson, plus I've got it on my home network to set up. So yeah, I've got the putty screen. Hopefully it's working. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's working. And then obviously we got the guide as well, which we're going to follow. And then I'm going to have it on my, so it says here, you'll need another internet connected machine to service the ingest. This can be low cost VPS or Linux computer, even a low powered RPI at home. I have a VPS, so, oh, my mic's peaking. I have a VPS, so I'm going to use that. But I will be moving it over to a Raspberry Pi at some point. That makes sense. So I have already set up the VPS, but it's quite easy to do. So you follow the receiver settings to set it up on a VPS or a Raspberry Pi. When I move it onto the Pi, I'll do another stream to show you how to do it on the Pi. Should really be recorded. So yeah, I'll do that. So you follow, so you build it with a git clone, and you just literally follow that, but probably need to put sudo in front of it depending on your distribution on Linux. My VPS runs Debian and my Pi runs Raspbian. And then you need to build the patched SRT on the receiver, and you literally follow that, and then run this command, which I will need to do, so I'll show you that command. But I've set up the micro SD card already. So this is the Jetson here, what it looks like on the boot screen. And that's what it's running. It's running Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. I've called mine my username and then Jetson Twitch. But when you set it up, you can really do anything. But I've already done it because I couldn't get the micro SD card reader to work on my PC today because I wanted to do it all from scratch. But it is easy. There is a really good guide on the NVIDIA website, which you need this here, and that off so you can see. So you just literally follow this guide to set it up. When you're doing it, you've got two options. If you connect it with a barrel jack, then you can run headless straight away, but I didn't, so I needed to have a monitor, keyboard and mouse hooked up to the NVIDIA Jetson to set everything up. And you need a good quality power supply for it. I'm using the Max Oak. It's all powered off the Max Oak K2, just said about earlier, before in previous streams, because that puts out 2.1 amps, and it's a solid 2.1 amps. And you write the image to a SD card, and it's got instructions if you're on Windows, Mac, Linux. So I'm on Windows, so I just followed the Windows ones. You just use this to format. Make sure you use this software, the SD Association memory card formatter, because it formats your micro SDs properly. If you use the Windows one, it doesn't tend to do it properly. So just make sure you use this one. And then use Etcher to use the card image that you've downloaded from up here. And then you select your image, put it onto the drive, and then that's it really. That's as easy as that is. And then when you connect it, because obviously you're not using the barrel jack, because I'm assuming most people won't be, you just make sure you need to connect your monitor, keyboard, mouse, and obviously the power supply to it, and then follow the instructions on screen, and then you'll see that screen when it's worked. If you're in headless mode, which is what I'm using it in now, so headless mode means that you don't have a monitor connected, you can connect it with a barrel jack, and I think it needs a 4 amp supply, power supply. I'm not entirely sure on that one. And then that's it. That's as easy as it is to set that up, and then it just works like a Ubuntu PC really. So we're going to follow on. So we've done step 1 because it's already done. And then, yeah, you just need to make sure you've got SSH access. So you find out what IP it's sitting on your network, and then just use PuTTY, and it's on the default port unless you've changed it. Which you should change which port it's on, really. Music stopped. What's it? No, it hasn't. Okay, so we're going to start. Always, before you're doing anything, every time you connect to, oh, can't type anything. Anytime you connect to it, always do an update, upgrade. Then you need to put your password in. It'll run the update. Oh, you're not seeing this. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Wait a minute. Got my Tesla mug. I think you can see that there. So that's done. And then you need to do the sudo apt-get dist. Right. And you always go yes. Is the PuTTY size okay, or do you need it a bit bigger, or? Good. In theory, now I've got the Elgato, it shouldn't take too long to set up. The next stage may fail because I have already done it once, but that's fine, we can carry on. Okay, and then it'll go back to here, which will mean you're ready for the next stage. So you can literally just copy all of that, and you right click in PuTTY to paste. And there we go, it's not to upgrade, not to install, because if you have a look, already the newest version, so. But if not, it would just install the same as like apt-get upgrade and stuff like that, it look the same. I believe I've already done this as well, but we'll go with it. So you can just copy all of this. And right click again, it'll automatically just go through everything. And then it'll just need to reboot. So we're just going to reboot it now. And then you'll get an error pop up, which you won't see that error, will you? Don't see that error, do you? There we go. So you get that error when it disconnects, which is fine. It doesn't take long to reboot. So we'll just need to close PuTTY for a moment and then reopen it. Like can remember what port it's on. My router. Helpful. Just going to connect onto my router to see what IP is on. In IP. I think it's 40. I mean, I did set it up, so I should really know, but there we go. No, it's not 40. That's fine. Okay, so then it comes up, log in as. You just put in whichever username you set up. And ask you for your password. And that's it, we're back in. And then we are going to install the Belabox fork of the SRT. Again, you just right click. And just let it do its thing. Just take a few minutes, but you don't have to do this every time. Obviously, once you've done it once, you only then need to upgrade it. But this should improve the stream quality somewhat. So it should stop all of my random disconnects, hopefully, that I'm getting on my current setup. The fact that I need to mess around with my network bonding. This is, I believe you can do it on the Pi. But the problem with the Pi is it can't handle the encoding very well. So when I was testing the Pi, the maximum I could get out of it was 720 24 frames a second. I haven't tried with the Elgato capture card, so I might try that, because I know other people have got 720 60 out of the Raspberry Pi. But it's not very good at video encoding. It'll give Sarah 1 year to make one for the Pi. I just don't think the Pi is powerful enough. Maybe the next version of the Pi, whenever they come out with a Pi 5 or whatever, maybe okay. But if you're waiting for that, you might as well buy the Jetson now and be an early adopter, kind of. Okay, so I just put my password in there and then it installed. So just go to this one. Yeah, exactly. It has a dedicated GPU chip. When it gets to the last one, like it did here with make, you do need to press enter. To let you know. That's that one. And the Jetson doesn't get nowhere near as hot as the Pi, and it can sit in a bag and not need direct airflow. Well, it needs some airflow, but it can sit in a bag more than the Pi can. So whenever I've had a Pi in a bag, it's not great. I have to always put it on the outside to keep cool. And when you're trying to be as waterproof as possible, it's not great. And like SRT is supposed to be much better than RTMP. So we're on step 6 now, so we're building the SRTLA. Last time you had a Pi in the back, it's fantastic. Nice. So my Pi sits on the bag, which is here. Little Raspberry Pi. If you do buy a Raspberry Pi, do not use the official case. The official case is trash. It makes the Pi overheat because there's no airflow. It's just like a sealed plastic box. So I made that mistake. was like, it's official, I'm sure it'd be fine. No. So I bought this case on Amazon with a fan inside. And comes with the heat sinks for it as well. Jar in there. So I will use this as my home server once this is all working, and I know I can take the open MPCTP router off. But I may do another stream of setting that up as well, if anyone's interested, like to use your Raspberry Pi just for your network bonding. It'll work on any Raspberry Pi, I believe. I mean, I've got an original one here somewhere, so I might try on that. Proof of concept. Ooh. Where did we get up to? We're doing SRT. So we're on step 7 now, which is the Bella UI. The Bella UI is what allows you to connect off your phone directly onto the Jetson to stop your stream, change your bit rate and all of that. If I understand it correctly. So need to edit setup.jetson. But that's it. I think the Belabox is superior over, because it uses SRT, so you can get away with lower bit rates for the same kind of quality. I don't think you have the same kind of losses as you do on RTMP as well. But LiveView still uses RTMP, so it's kind of there, isn't it? So we need to edit the setup.json now. So use the nano editor. That's what I always do. But other editors are available. So we just need to change the Bellacoder and SRTLA directories, which I might want to show you where they are first. So we'll just come out of that. So just CD and we just ls there. So I've just got them in my kind of home folder. So they're in CD user. Oh, I can't type today. For your camera, I highly recommend getting yourself a Sony action camera rather than the GoPro. Although GoPros seem to be working a lot better than they used to, but the Wi-Fi range isn't very good for the because that's why people want them, so you're not running the cable. Hey Goof Guy, how are you? Oh, that's my camera. My entire joke roll. But when you got people in there trying to bloody, I don't know, trying to think they're edgy by posting whatever they're posting. Got to be done, right? Text one Bruce. What am I doing? CD user. I can go worse, but I toned it down a bit. Yeah, that'd be good. Like HDMI out, I think is more stable than the Wi-Fi, but because it's got a short Wi-Fi range on the GoPro, from what I understand. I think the 9s and stuff are not as bad as the 7s, and the 8s are trash for it, but the 7's not too bad, but they do overheat a bit as well. And obviously you need to get a different case, I believe, to have the cables in. I don't know which GoPro you went for, Goof, but yours looked alright today, apart from the few issues you're having. But I think that was your phone more than the GoPro. So the Sony model that I have is the X3000, which I think to buy new are still like 400 quid, so I got mine from CEX. But yeah, it's the X3000. That's what most streamers use. But I got mine as a pretty much brand new in box from CEX for 250 quid. And you still get your 24-month warranty with them as well, so it's like buying new. Oh, this is it. The live view is so expensive. That's why I'm going for this option. So I'm setting up the NVIDIA Jetson using another streamer software on it. And it uses SRT. Instead of RTMP, and it's supposed to be better for lower bit rates. So I'll let you know how I got on with it. But from the streamer that uses it, Rational Sale, he doesn't tend to have issues like most other people have. Because even with the live view, if you look at some of the streamers with live views, they're not flawless. It's like Con, he's having to restart his live view pretty much once a stream because something's wrong with it. So, I don't know. I think there's pros and cons to everything, isn't there? You've got the support there with the live view. You don't have the support there with this. You've got to kind of fiddle yourself. Yeah, that's the other thing I've heard as well, is the overheating. And that if you don't have a Nighthawk M1 plugged into the Ethernet, you'll lose your USB bonding because it's expecting an Ethernet connection there. That's what Com was having a problem with, and then once he plugged his M1 in, it was fine. Well, obviously you can't look at other streamers like who am I thinking of? Awkward's Travel, because they've got a different live view, haven't they? They've not got the solo. They've got the they've got something better than their solo. Everything overheating, yeah. Well, my plan is to have the NVIDIA Jetson just in my bag. But, you know, the weather here is not exactly warm, is it? Yes, they do. Oh, there we go. Yes, they have the proper live view. But their streams are on point. But they still have issues. I've seen them having to restart the live view. You know? Did I miss anything else? No. Hey, Growly Bear, how are you? Alright, I'm trying to find out where this is located. Yeah, of course. Let me show you on the website. NVIDIA Jetson Nano 4GB is what I have. So it's just a small computer. I can try and show you it at the camera, but the way everything is on my desk, I don't think that's going to be possible. So yeah, this is the one I have. Yeah, it does the bonding as well. So, and it cost me, I think, 80 or 90 pounds, something like that. The software's already there. So Rational Sales built Belabox, and you just follow this guide and it should work. There may be a few teething problems and you don't have the support there like you do from LiveView. But if you can get it working, and the more of us that are using it, then the more of us that can help each other out, if that makes sense. Because as far as I know, there's only one other person other than Rational using it at the moment. But these specs are slightly wrong because I found another source on the NVIDIA website that lists the 60p 1080s. You know what? You're not the first person that's told me that, Goof. You're not the first person that's told me that wants me to get it working so I can sell it to them. But it's not my software. So yeah, look at the encoding. So to encode videos, it will do one 4K source at 30, four 1080s at 30, which it can't. It can do four 1080s at 60, nine 720s at 30 at H.264 or H.265. The video decode, don't worry, it'll be saved as a VOD, Growly Bear, and I'll also be editing it into a YouTube video, hopefully. The video decoding, it will do 4K at 60, two 4Ks at 30, 8 1080p's at 30, 18 720 at 30. That's the inputs. So you can have this many feeds. You can have like 4 1080 30 feeds into this if you're using the CSI bridge all at once, and it'll encode them all. Yeah, it will use the MIPI CSI lanes, and it can encode them all, whereas the Raspberry Pi will only do 1 720 at 30 frames if you're lucky. Hey, no worries, Goof Guy, no worries. It has gigabit Ethernet, not that matters because you'll be using your network bonding. It has 4 USB 3 ports. Obviously. Yeah, you can do 1080-60. Rational runs 1080-60 at roughly 4,000 to 5,000 bitrate. I'm not sure what the bonding limit is. I'll tell you once it's set up because it shows me in the software. But yeah, I've just got 2 cheap modems, 2 cheap Huawei, I don't know how to pronounce it, modems. So I've got the MiFi there, which runs a Vodafone SIM card, and I have this one, which is not Wi-Fi, and this runs a 3 SIM, both unlimited data. Not that it really matters, you don't use that much. So let me modify this. So CD LS. Okay, so that's where it is. So it's in CD home, CD token. I believe. Yes. So I need to I'm on the wrong screen. I'm here. So we're on step 7. We're setting up the Bella UI. So that's what you can use on your phone to connect to the Jetson, like I was saying, and you can change your bitrate. You can change your video source and everything like that on the fly. Just need to change the yeah, we just need to change the paths of the Bella coder and SRTLA. So just nano. I mean, what you can do, or what I could do quite potentially, is you can make it on an SD card. I think that's what Rational's looking at doing, to have everything all set up ready on an SD card. You just buy the Jetson, buy the SD card from him, plug the SD card in and your modems, and it works. So I think that's his ultimate plan. Yeah, pretty much. Because I think that's probably the easiest way of doing it, rather than selling the Jetsons themselves. You just sell the SD card, right? I believe that is my locations, Bella Coda and SRTLA. Just double check. So we'll exit that and we will save that. Keep it simple, updated, supported. Yeah, exactly. I think the hardest thing to work out would be how you keep it updated, and then if you do offer support, obviously that needs to be charged for. You need the money from somewhere, don't you? Let's just CD home. But yeah, I've had a few people ask me about if I can get it working. Can I talk them through it, or Belacoder? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And if Rational can have something in the way of, so you still have your free one that you have to do yourself like this, then you pay, I don't know, you pay however much the SD card is plus a tenner for your time or something like that, £10 for your time, just for the SD card with no support, or you pay a monthly subscription with everything. Something like that could work, right? And I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to want every option. Lifetime, yeah. But yeah, I'm not a Linux expert at all. But we're seeing how it goes. So now I need to CD to Bella. Bye. And then this script here starts the interface. Actually, what I want to do is I want to put it in a screen. So basically what a screen does on Linux is you run it in a screen, and then you can disconnect from the putty or your SSH and it will still keep it running. So just okay, so that should be running. So now we should be able to go onto here and go 192.168.0.41. What's the port? It's 8080. Okay, so this is, let me turn off putty. We are cooking with. So this is the web interface that you can have on your phone. It is a mobile designed one, so it looks better on your phone, but obviously it's easier for me to show you on my web browser. So it will bond up to 1200 kbps. This shows you all of your active connections. At the moment, I think, so you've got Ethernet 0, which is one IP, USB 0, which is another IP, then my Ethernet, which is what it's using because that's what I'm connected on, and then this would be one of my modems. But when you're live, you can see your bitrate of every single one, and then I'm sure there's going to be a way, like you can with the LUS command, to have all of that come up in your chat. But you can just add this as a browser source on your IRL chat, and then it's always there. You have your encoder settings, so you've got all of these different encoders you can try. If you want to be putting out in 1080/60, if you want to be putting out in 720, you can do all this on the fly, I believe. Yeah, exactly. It's so good. He's thought of everything. And you know which modem you need to kick up the arse. So obviously you can do H.264 or H.265. Obviously you want to try 265. You may need to mess around with the audio delay. Who knows? You can restart your system. You can power off. No, but you put 265 back into your PC into OBS, because I think H.265 uses less bitrate. But then from your OBS back to Twitch, you can do H.264, if that makes sense. So you push it back to your OBS at 265, but then push out from 265 into 264 to Twitch. Should work. Can't see why it wouldn't. So the SRT receiver address and the port is wherever you've set up the step -1, your receiver. This one here. So I've set it up on my VPS. I don't think the script's running, so I need to go do that now. So I need to go up to putty. But you don't need a VPS. This is the thing, mate. With Open MP TCP router, you need to have a VPS, and you need to be paying for that. This, you can run it back on your home PC, on your home network on a Raspberry Pi or something. Especially if you've already got one, you know, it's... Let's get my password for VPS. Make sure that's not coming through on stream. What do you mean you can't find? There it is. Password. So I have to be careful what I'm showing you on my VPS, I think, because I think it's got my IP on it. It's definitely got my username. So let me ls directory cd rt. So there is a command on here that you need to run. No, not on here. On here that you need to run, which is you path to srtla. Is for me help if I'm showing you putty, wouldn't it? Oh, press something there. Oh, I stopped the music. That's what I done. Let me just skip this a few times to get back where we was, because otherwise it's the same songs over and over again. That'll do. So our directory is home Debian srtla. So we need that. We need to do a new screen session on here. What I'll do just for ease is I'm just going to control, let's go to Notepad. Let me know if you need me to slow down or something, I don't mind. So we're just going to modify this command, which is going to be your home, whichever your username is on your VPN or your whatever you're using it on. Hey Ali, how's it going? And then home Debian RTLA, I think it is. What is going on in here? Hackermans, that's what's going on in here. That's what it looks like, right? That's working fine. Where's my, what's he gone? Oh, I need to log in again. Oh no, I don't. No. So cd home Debian RT. Yes, in there. That's what it looks like, yeah. So basically what we're doing is, so it's running now on the Jetson. We then need to have it feed into somewhere, which I'm going to have a look at, see whether or not you can do anything on your home PC, because I think that would be better. So similar to like an RTMP server, so it goes into there and then you take the feed from that onto your ABS. So we just run that. Should be working. I need to turn my camera on. My camera here. So I run this, I don't know if you can see what it says on there, no. So I run this on the live mode. I don't know if that's right or not, but it kind of works for me. Because you can just run it on video mode and it will take the feed out, but It's on wide angle, obviously. Auto white balance. We'll just sit that. So we can just lay that down for a minute. Doesn't really matter, does it? So we'll go. Got so many tabs open. Where am I? There I am. Go back to here. So my. No worries. There's a long stream for you today. I can't remember what my IP address is. I need to change this so I don't dox myself. What's my IP address? 8 hours in the heat, yeah, exactly. 5,000 the port? I can't remember. Bigger SRTLA, yeah, done that. Okay. Just double check that. I'm sure I've set that up already. I've done that. Yeah, should work. I think it's bought 5,000. No. Oh, yes. So as you can see, I have now started this. Oh no, you can't see because putty's in the way. So I've now started it. You can see it's using Ethernet. It's using one of my Wi-Fi's, my mobile datas. But it's not using the other two, probably because it doesn't need to. But if I whack that up, it might do. No. So there's probably a config error or something with one of my files, which actually there is. Yes, there is. So that'll be using this one. Alright, guaranteed it'll be using this one, not the other one, because the other one's set that you need to create the HCP on the device for it. So we'll come back to that another time, because you won't have that issue because you wouldn't have done what I've done to the device. So the camera feed is now on. Which is good. I've done that. Okay, so all the pipelines, yeah. Where is that? Okay, so let me just show you back to putty. That is the wrong putty. Let me show you. So my VPS is receiving all the data. You can see everything's all coming in. It's acknowledged it. You just see it counting up. Sure, I'll leave that on there for a minute just while I have a look at. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'll leave that there. Oh, it is using it now. Okay, okay. You can also do a 3D printed case as well for the Jetson. So let me original of this. So this is Rational was set up with a 3D printed case, the power bank. Obviously the camera, the cam link, And he's got the same setup as me, actually, with one dongle, one Wi-Fi. I didn't know. And then obviously you'll be using 3 of the 4 available USB ports. If you've only got 2 modems, that's the only downside. You can only have a max of 3 without getting involved in hubs of your modems. So it is outputting. I just can't remember where it's outputting to. How much in total? So the Jetson. Hold on. Why is that doing that? So the Jetson was, I think I paid about £80 for it. The MiFis and stuff, it depends on if they come with your data plan. But they're probably about £30 to £40 each. The Camlink was £100. So that's just for, you can probably use the cheaper ones, which I will look into a bit more. But my one wasn't working, so I just got the Camlink because I know it works. And then obviously it depends on your end. Yeah, it's the NVIDIA Jetson. That's what that is. So let me just see this. Yeah, that's the Twitch TOS I was trolling Goof with earlier. So this is the command I used. So it's transmitting on 5002. Actually, moment. We are almost there, I think. Yes. Port from that, yeah. Zero, 2. Jump of the command lines in the port, you don't know, 5000, OBS 5001. Hey, it's working. Hey, Mr. Con, guess what I've got working? Hey, Mr. Con, guess what I've got working? So look at that. That is. So this is. So look at that. That is. So this is my NVIDIA Jetson. My NVIDIA Jetson. And this camera feed. NVIDIA Jetson. And this camera feed. This camera. Oh, this camera. No, you can't see it because it's took over the screen, isn't it? No, you can't see it because it's took over the screen, isn't it? Move that there. So this camera is now using. Oh, has it got dual audio? Oops. So this camera is now using. Sorry, that's because it's using the SRT. So the Belabox is now all set up. So this camera is now on SRT. That's the Jetson here. Excuse all the mess in the room. Cam link, everything's all there. How's it going, Con? Hope you got a good sleep. Where are the nugs at? Still in McDonald's. So I know Con was excited for this setup as well, I believe. Yeah, it's a lot quicker than I thought it was. One thing I've got to do, which I know, is I've got to change the settings on this modem. Because the settings are that you have to give it an IP address. So sore. You got another day of it today. And you owe a couple of twerks, I believe. That was actually, yeah, that works really well. The first time I tried to set it up when I was using the cheap capture card, it didn't work, which is why I went for the Elgato Cam Link, like I say. However, I will look into it again. Now I know it's all working. I also changed my USB extensions as well, because I was using cheap ones, these ones, which are obviously unshielded. I think this was causing me a few issues, so I bought some Amazon basic ones. What I'm using now. Where did it fall to? I know it fell. I don't know where. Okay, we'll go. My room is so tidy. There we go. So I'm using the Amazon Basics ones. I don't think you can see that. Because I think they're a little bit better quality and they don't move around in the USB port as much as the other ones do. And the Jetson's obviously still outputting now, even though I put the camera down onto a microfiber, and the Jetson is not hot at all. It is cool as a cucumber. You're concerned. Let's go back here. So my maximum bit rate I can push out, according to here, is 4,400. So let's open this back up. So you can see it is outputting 4,400. That is because it's on my home data connection. But if you remember yesterday, whoever was here on yesterday's stream, my phone was only outputting 3,000 bitrate on the same connection. So we can turn this up. And it should start outputting more. So now we're at 5,000. 5,400. I mean, you obviously, you can push out whatever you want, but you can only push back to Twitch 6,000. So you just need to remember that. I'm trying to, so I don't have to disconnect the Ethernet cable. I'm trying to get it to use the other data SIM card. But it's just using my Ethernet. It's on the same connection, isn't it? But you got to think, this is outputting from the Jetson. It's going back to my VPS. It's coming back to here. You just see the bitrate is climbing and climbing and climbing from when you've adjusted it, and you can do all this on the fly on your phone. So that's, it's not really using my data. I kind of want to unplug my, but the thing is, I'm going to unplug my Ethernet cable, then I can't connect to it for a minute. Also, this clear screen stuff, this clear screen stuff here. That is so good at cleaning cameras and everything on your phone screen with the microfiber cloth. See, it's quite good. It's quite smooth as well, right? So my room is so messy. I've got it all in. Cables are all in here as well. Keep them neat and tidy. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's stop that. So that's this side done, but obviously you then need to get that working with no albs, which I know you can do. That's going to be next on my list, because then that'll give you your disconnection protection. Let's have a look. So anyone that doesn't know, no albs is what you use for all your disconnection protection and everything. So if you jump into low bitrate areas, it'll automatically put you onto BRB. But obviously you need to fix your audio sometimes and stuff like that. This already has instructions on how to do it, and they're actually really good. It's what I followed. However, I've not really looked at the SRT protocol. Stats. You're concerned at how easy. I'm sure it's fine. So he's using SRT live server, isn't it? No, it's using SRT live transmit. So I'm going to need to check this over some before I can actually use this setup properly. I'm going to have to check it over properly to see which I would need. Sorry, I just realised that the keyboard's picking up quite badly on the microphone, isn't it? So obviously I need the disconnection protection because that's the whole point. You need that as an IRL streamer. So I need to use this somehow. I just don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this. Running other servers does not NGINX, which is what I will be doing. So using Nimble. Nimble must have API and considers STR receive. Ah, okay, got you. So I think you need to install something on your home PC, which you then put the SRT into. Okay, yeah, so Nimble has a list and delivery mode. Yeah, that's what we'd need. Okay. Would you use that, or would you use? You're probably best off using the SRT live server that's been made by other IRL streamers. Still SR2. He's, you should know Con by now, he's the master of stalling. I'm showing that, yeah. Okay, so SLS can only run on OS-based Linux, on Linux. Okay, so that's for me. I know, this is what I mean by master of stalling. He's like stalled for however many hours it's been, 12 hours now? Don't forget to go into Con's favourite streamers and just post that. I need to install Nimble. This might be something I need to look at off stream, maybe. The most important thing's done. I just need to for the putty instance. Okay, so I've got my, I just need the IP address of the Jetson, see which IP it's using, test this properly. Paper. I've only got a notepad that's got my full name on it, so I can't show you it. Putty again. Move this off for a second. this. Okay, so the IP that's coming out of the Jetson is my 3 SIM card. That's the SIM card which I thought would be working. I need to do nstat. Nstat? No, it's not nstat. Netstat -I, isn't it? Netstat. So I've got USB 0, Ethernet 2, Ethernet 1. What was the IP? So it is. One. Can't remember what port it's on. Okay, so the problem I'm going to have with it until I sort this out, I've got the IP address because I can't connect to it outside of my network, so I can disconnect it from the Ethernet now, but then I won't be able to get back on it, so I just need to work this out. I think UFW. Yeah. Okay. We need UFW allow 8080. It might actually, just for the moment, sudo UFW disable. So what I'm just doing now is making sure I can connect to this off the network. So then what you will do is you connect to the IP address, so it won't be this, it'll be your external IP. Let me see what yeah, so it won't be this, it'll be the external IP colon 8080, and then you'll go on and you'll get this screen. So you just check your encoder settings, check your SRT-LA settings, and then if you need to, you can do anything there. and then you just make sure your camera's on, you hit start, and it will start. And then that will then push back to OBS. I just need to restart the system. I need to restart the Jetson. What I will do very quickly is I'm just going to connect onto my MiFi, 4G mobile Wi-Fi, and I'll just turn it into a DHCP server. 192.168.8.1. Go to the admin page, yes. I need settings, username and password, which is that. System settings, no. DHCP. Enable DHCP server, yes. Why? Restart your device, yes. LunaSec XQC, thank you for the follow. Don't know why my alerts aren't working. Very strange. But thank you for the follow. That's looking more like it. That is looking more like it, right. So you can see now. Hey, how's it going? What we've got is we have Ethernet 2, which is my Ethernet cable, which is going to my router. We have this IP address here, which is this. And then we have the bottom IP address there, which is this. So I just need to find out what my external IP address is. There is something you can set up on the Jetson. Which will give you like a URL that you can connect to instead of having to work out what the IP address is every time. So we'll look at that in a moment as well. I don't think it restarted my device though, did it? No, it didn't. Just restarted Vela UI. 0.41. Not my password, that's why it's access denied. 192.1 0.41. Take this off screen so you can't see my IP address. That is my IP address. Go to 2.0. Okay, let me just do a sudo reboot. So I'm just rebooting the Jetson properly now. You can still see the SRT source now. Now I've disconnected the Jetson. That's disconnected, so that automatically stops. See how many bytes were received. Yeah. Go back to putty. Having it. Look at this. Give me 1 second. I'm back with the drink. I know this will probably trigger some people, but just drink out the bottle and it stays washing up. Nice. Let me have a look at what I'm doing here. That is a different idea. This command here, because I need to run that. Here again. Here is some IP address. Problem with 3 is it's not great signal. Plus it could be blocking the port. Can't connect to it. Yeah, that's working. I don't want it to use this though. Go into it. So that's, you can see how it does its redundancies. But I don't want you to use Ethernet. like a dynamic DNS. Which pretty much does this. Accessing your home network is easy thanks to blah blah blah. Sometimes the access fails because of the IP address, which is exactly what we want. So we need. I always used to use DYN DNS. But I don't know if that'll work. Will this work independently for the router? I don't know what's good anymore. Register, create a URL input from your router. Do I and then let's have Java. Ugh. Have a look what you need for this. Mate, my computer said hello world, yeah. I'd rather not have it. Dynamic DNS. 1. 3 host names, confirm every 30 days. That'll be. Let me sign up over here. Sign up. Do you know this website is available today? I'm no good with Java. I used to be good with PHP. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's why. So to connect to it, you should use a modem that both has Wi-Fi for your phone and USB for the Jetson Nano. Ah. Should read the FAQ, shouldn't I? So let's go to 8.1 9.1. So basically I need to connect it to my mobile Wi-Fi on my phone. So let's have a look at this. I need the IP address of the Jetson. Settings. Login. Statistics, is it? Connected computer. Just confirm that is the right one. My router is so slow to connect to, I'll just say that. No, connected devices. Gotta love Virgin Media, haven't you? Update is in progress. That is the MAC address, so that is not that one. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. So I've now got it on my phone. So what I'm just going to do, I won't be able to see this on here. I'm just going to disconnect that. Let's start. And then we will add that onto here. So I'm pushing out max. No, I didn't use DYN DNS in the end, so I'm connected onto this modem on my phone. Oh, you can't see because I made it too big. I'm connected onto this modem on my phone using the Wi-Fi. Which makes it a little bit difficult to show you what it's actually doing. Just using both SIM cards, both datas. I've obviously got one weaker than the other because it's 3 and 3 is as trash in the UK. And then if I stop it, it will stop. But limiting at about 8,000 bit rate. One is pushing out. One is fluctuating between 6 and 8. Let me just have a look at this. Turn that down. Properties. No, not properties. Advanced audio properties. SRT, monitor and output. Turn this mic off. Let's turn this mic off. What does that? Can I even hear that? Why are you not outputting? I don't know if you can hear that, but I can't hear that for some reason. I suppose the easiest way to do it is to have audio on my stream on. Yeah, I don't know if you heard the audio there or not, but I can't hear it for some reason through the camera. But I can see the bar going up. It's just that, so I know it's there. It's just that I can't hear it. But yeah, this is just on mobile data now. It's pushing out 6,000 solid inside my house, which I've only got one semi-strong SIM card in my house. And then the other one is the crappy 3 one. Quiet though. Yeah, it's hold on. Hold on. How about now? Is that any better? Because this is where it would be, like if it was on me, like if I was talking there or if I was talking away, it'd be there. So I don't know, and I'd be speaking more like this. I can see the audio is quite high on the bar. It's higher than the RT. Yeah, I don't know if that's for some reason I can't hear it myself. Even I don't have Twitch muted. I have the volume up and I can't hear it. Bit tinny but clear. That's fine. I can sort that out once I can hear my audio myself. Because I'll put a equalizer on it. But it probably doesn't help that it's coming from my condenser mic straight onto that one, so it will sound more tinny. But it seems to be working now, as expected. So the only thing I'm going to have to do is sort out no albs. So I've got automatic disconnection. But this is a solid 6K bitrate, which I wouldn't be getting on the RTMP setup I've got. I'm going to leave it running for a bit. I don't know if there's something wrong with the power supply because the power button flickers. But it's solid, so it's not like it's a bad thing. Still live. It's not frozen. Good afternoon, Kaz. How are you doing? So what I'll do is I'll take a picture of everything post it in my Discord. So. I don't know what you. The Camlink wants to sit upside down, so. A massive props to Genghis Khan for telling me about the cable strain relief. That is a lifesaver. Oh yeah, the bitrate's dropping now. I've moved it. But even so, it's dropping, and it's. I mean, how far can you go without it going grey? That's at 500 bitrate. We'll see what happens. I know we're mucking around with PCs, yeah. Just doing my new IRL setup. That's what I'm doing. Got work in a few hours, so. It seems solid enough, right? So it's sitting there perfectly happy. It dropped to 3. I didn't see anything in quality. Go down. Yeah, there we go. Now it's dropping where I want it to be. It does work. It does indeed work. So to-do list. I'm gonna write this now. So I'm gonna have to do this off stream because I have no idea what I need to do. So it's no albs. So if anyone doesn't know with IRL streaming, if you're just using RTMP, you'll be using no albs, or you should be. You should be using no albs. So if you're running around whatever and your bitrate drops too low, or you disconnect, it will automatically go on BRB and stuff like that. So that's what I use as it stands with RTMP, but now I need to set this up to, because I'm using SRT, it uses less bandwidth. So you can see now this is on 1000 bitrate, or it was on 1000 bitrate, and it didn't go grey, and it's still clear. Which, if that was RTMP, that would be gone grey, and you wouldn't see anything. So you're going to have to use one of these servers. I just need to work out what I need to do the automatic scene switch and stuff. I know it will still work without that, but if I run into a bad connection area, you just get a frozen screen. Automatic scene switch is supported. You need to use Nimble, I believe. It's the server, which I need to work out how to set up because I've never looked at it before. So it will be supported. And I'll get it working one way or another. Just that it might not be on this stream. Switch Rational would have popped in, and then he could have told me. But a good setup this is. And it's looking solid so far. I've turned the bitrate down this low. Fuck life, you then. But this is what Goof was saying earlier. This is a whole lot cheaper than LiveView. A LiveView is going to set you back £1,000 plus $450 a year in subscription for their network bonding. This is just going to set you back a one-off cost, and then in theory it should work. Because even with the live view, you still need somewhere to put the source, so you still need OBS running somewhere. So you don't factor that into the cost. Because obviously you've got two options when it comes to OBS. Mine runs on the home PC, but you can run it somewhere else, I guess. Somewhere else. You can run it remotely, but they're expensive. Like no rip is expensive. Minimize that now. So the RTMP endpoint, if you're not running, I run my RTMP endpoint is on my home PC because it's on the same. It just makes sense, but yep, now I'm stuck in a loop. Okay. So they patented it and still have subscriptions. They could sue people, copycat system, make even more money. Yes and no. This uses different technology. So LiveView uses RTMP, this uses SRT. Long live rational sale, exactly. So this one here, which is a budget small one, will only do 30 FPS up to 1080p. And this will set you back $75 a month. Otherwise, if you want 60 frames a second at 1080, you're going to be looking at this one, which is $100 a month. And that's not a dedicated server, that's shared with someone else. If you want dedicated, you're looking at $140 a month. Which is a lot of money. I get it though, you do need something like that if you're traveling, you don't have access to your home PC. But that's just my 2 pence trying to do it on a budget. But when I ever get to go traveling like my original plans, then I will need something like that because I won't have access to my home PC, but I can turn it on and off remotely. But cold coffee is great. So yeah, that's all working. Let me just drop Rational a quick DM. That bitrate, I believe, is built into Belacoder. The one in the top corner as well. I'm not sure. I need to look into that. I prefer having it at the bottom. But yeah, it all seems to be working. This is pushing out a 1080-60. So you can even turn it down for even better. Yeah. You can do 720-60. Because obviously if you're not partnered, you're not guaranteed encoding. Not encoding, transcoding. So you need to work out if you're doing 1080-60, you need to make sure you got transcoding, transcoding, whatever it is, before you carry on your stream. Otherwise, you might need to stop and then relaunch it in 720. That's what I can't get my words out. But obviously, the other way I was looking is Amazon AWS servers can run it, but then that runs quite expensive. But it can run OBS because they do have ones with graphics encoding. Yeah, this NVIDIA has been running for quite a while now and it's not even warm. The warm parts of the build are the mobile data, the cam link. So both of my mobiles data ones are warm, and the cam link's a little bit warm. So yeah, that's it all working. Apart from the no scene switching. So what I'll do is I'll give it a couple of minutes, see if Rational gets back to me, so we can set it up together, or I'll have a look into it off stream, and then once I get it working, I will post an update in my Discord, or I will do another stream in the week and set it up. How's that? A bonus stream in the week, because I haven't got a schedule for next week. So next week I will just be streaming when I can, because I'm working on Saturday. I can't do a cooking stream on Saturday, but I can do a cooking stream on Sunday. But it'll be a lot earlier. It'll be early in the early doors. So basically, long and short of it is, buy an NVIDIA Jetson, get a couple of data sims, literally follow the setup guide, paying attention to the setup here of changing the paths, and you're pretty much ready to go. Is he on, is he? Oh, he is. Okay. That's why he's not replied. That makes sense. Okay then, so what we'll do, this is all working. Has anyone got any questions before I drop a raid over? Because this is just a quick tech setup and it worked flawlessly first time. So it was it wasn't great, was it? Hey, the Growly Bear coming in with a tier 1 subscription. Thank you, dude. Sorry, my alerts are really scuffed. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. But thank you so much. And you get a founder's badge as well. Look at that. Got you all trolling. I will do a proper video. Like, I've been recording this, so I'm going to try and make it into YouTube. If not, I'll reset it back up because it's quite easy to do. There's a couple of things that you just need to pay attention to, which I didn't, which is the note on there to say connect via a modem which is connected to the NVIDIA Jetson. So that means when you're trying to connect onto an external via an external IP, it's not going to work. So you connect onto it on your phone and it will connect straight away, which it has done. So that's good. I am gonna still play with it a little bit, see if I can get it working with the cheap capture card, which I do have a few of them because I have been testing with my other setup. So I do have a few of these kicking. They're the cheap $10 ones. Because if I can get it working with that properly, because I haven't been able to so far, it just crashes to Jetson, then that will save £100 in cost on your build. So you're looking at the whole setup costing under £200, including the Raspberry Pi that you'll need for an endpoint. I might look into Goof's idea and speak to Rational, see if I can help him out with a build on an SD card and stuff, and maybe some support. I think that'd be quite good. It's quite easy to set up at the end of the day. My Discord's open. There is another Discord for Rational. I was just about to say that. You got there before me. So Rational has one with Bellacoda stuff. I can't create an invite, so I don't have so I can't invite you to it. But if you go over, when you go over to Rational, if you tell him, I'm sure he'll give you the Discord. You've got IRL Hub as well. That's always a good resource. You got my Discord if you want questions about this. I will see if I can get something set up for Goof. And anyone else as well. But yeah, it's pretty easy to set up. To be fair. Pretty easy. I'm just wondering if I can... I've got an idea so you don't have to ship SD cards. So I can build it on an NVIDIA Jetson. And then I can create an image of the SD card, which I can then send over the internet, and then you just put it on your own SD card. And it'll already be set up. So we could look at that as an option. I know how to deal with that, so that could be an option. And then you just download the thing and it's all set up, you know. So it might be easier. Please. What am I doing? Rational sale. Go over and tell Rational. Go over and tell Rational how much you love his Belabox. How much better it's going to make everyone's streams. Spam my emotes as well, because why not? Say hello to him. I'll come across as well, obviously, because I'm on my PC today. I can actually come across, yeah. But tell him how much you loved the idea of Belabox, how everyone's all psyched, including a couple of partnered streamers are very interested in the idea. I'm sure he'll love it. Yeah, go over, spam my emotes. I will do the raid thing. I think it's that, isn't it? It's the command. Just copy and paste that. It will put the emotes in. It's just that Stream Elements doesn't have it. So let's go across and say hello. Thank you very much for anyone that's stuck around. I know it's not my normal IRL content, but thank you very much. And thank you, the Growly Bear, for that subscription. Much appreciated. And thank you for the follows. The lurking. I'll have a video up within the week, and I will see you some point in the week for my next stream. Thank you very much. Say hello to him. Bye bye.